up constantly. It would shoot up into my hip, and it just was nonstop. So I was on crutches and in a wheelchair for most of grade 12, which wasn't really fun at the time, but it was the only way I could get around school. So once I finished ringette, my doctor said, okay. It kind of started off like a little tiny circle of heat that started halfway down my calf. As it progressed, the radius of the circle kind of grew, and the pain would eventually feel kind of like lightning bolts shooting up and down your leg. It kept interfering with everything, my extracurricular activities, my schoolwork. I was having a hard time walking. I ended up on crutches and in a wheelchair for most of the semester. So I was going into the x-ray preparing for just a cyst or maybe a fracture that we weren't aware of. But then the radiologist did say, "Are you seeing your doctor on Monday?" And this was a Friday. And I said, "Yes, I am." She's like, "Okay, good." And that kind of triggered me into thinking something was wrong. My doctor did sit me down and tell me that it was a giant cell tumor. It was benign at the time, and that all I had to do was remove part of the smaller bone in my leg. So that was the plan. I was freaking out. I knew there was going to be needles. I knew there was going to be lots of meds, and I didn't know what to expect after the surgery. I woke up one day and this pain came back right below my knee, and I knew there was something wrong. In the back of my mind, I was thinking, well, what if I lose my leg? Like, what am I going to do? They called me in to see my orthopedic surgeon, and he said, "We believe the tumor is back. We don't know how aggressive it is. We don't know exactly what it is, but it's growing so quickly in such a short amount of time, even after the radiation, that there's not much we can do. We're going to have to amputate the leg." I was devastated and thinking that I'm going to be 18, I'm going to have one leg, and I'm not going to be able to do the amazing things I want to do in my life. The day came. It was August 9th, 2007. Before I got to the operating room, they had wheeled a chair into my room and said, "Look, like, we're going to wheel you down to the operating room." And I was like, "Well, that's great. I'm glad that that's your policy, but can I please walk? This will be like my last time walking." And it was about 6 hours later I woke up. They uncovered me, and I looked down, and I was like, okay, well, it's gone. What are you going to do now? Can't grow it back, so may as well try to live with it. I was with Troppman quite early in my rehab. Being a young 19-year-old, there were certain things I wanted. I wanted it to look natural. I wanted it to feel natural. I wanted to be able to wear high heel shoes and not have to wear flats for the rest of my life and things like that. And they said, yeah. I felt like I had control again in a life that felt like it was spiraling out of control. There's been times where my leg is broken and they've been able to fit me in that day. They give me my life back. If I wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be able to nurse because I wouldn't have had the opportunity to get such an amazing knee. I wouldn't be able to do all the things that I do now. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It may look like a tiny little pinprick, but it grows, and that life doesn't stop at the diagnosis. See the diagnosis as something to spur you on to do better in the world.